So I have this rather large stack of mail in the other room that over the last couple weeks I've been progressively trying to get through, and it's a lot lower than it was, but I think I'm going to make this a thing. Like Friday is now going to be mail day, because you guys send me awesome stuff. It's actually something I started looking forward to, so I'm going to build it into the schedule now. So welcome to mail day. Another day of reckoning has come for the mail room. All right, this I actually feel bad about. This probably cost a fortune to send from the United Kingdom. It's really heavy, so Ludwig, sorry about that, man. But we're getting to it today. I'm gonna need like the jaws of life to get in here. These straps are hardcore. It's like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction. Sometimes you got to take one for the team. On that note, we're going to start with Fort Knox here. This is from Ludwig, who, again, there's one more thing to open here. I have never seen a box more secured in my entire life. But I tease, because if you're proud of your work, you want to protect it. And I've had all kinds of things shipped to me. Some of it's duct taped up, some of it barely makes it, but good job. Let's put the knife away. Dear Ted, in support of the art of photography, I am a fan of your YouTube channel and I wanted to express my thanks and support for you in some meaningful way, hence the gift of these two books. The baby Japanese edition of Hate. Hold on a second. I'm not even done opening this. So, Sam Haskins, if you don't know, was a pretty big name in the 1960s, and Ludwig Haskins has inherited his estate and is sending me two books. This is really cool. The baby edition of Kate is just a way of offering some updated text from Philippe Garner and myself. Cowboy Kate, 1964, is of course the legendary, is a key work that is credited with helping define the 1960s and was included in the ICP show in New York City, The Open Book, a history of the photographic book from 1878 to the present. African Image, on the other hand, is in some ways a forgotten masterpiece. Published in 1967, it suffered from the fast pace of one project following another and has never, along with all of Sam's books from the 60s, had an exhibition. I have recently inherited the estate, and there's much work to be done. I would have included copies of Five Girls from 1962, which is also very famous, and November Girl from 1967, but I have only literally a handful of copies left. Believe me, it's cool. That's amazing that you sent this. New editions of the 60s books are on my to-do list. You can read more about Sam here. There's a couple links. Pause that right now. All right, this is amazing. Ludwig, he sent these a couple months ago. It's a big, heavy box, and it's been sitting under everything else, and I was like, I better get to some of these that are on the bottom eventually. And I'm sorry about the Fort Knox jokes. This is like outstanding. I totally understand why you would want to wrap these carefully. And thank you. These are amazing. If you guys are not familiar with this work, go look up Sam Haskins. In fact, let me just show you some stuff now. that is a tough one to follow. I'm actually going to follow it with this, which is not sent by a fan. This was actually something I ordered on Amazon. This is Michael Kenna. This is Holga. And there's a reason that I want to share this with you, because Michael Kenna is one of my major influences. I absolutely love all the work that he does. I have to be very careful with Kenna because it's really easy to start cloning that, and you do see a lot of people who do that. Kenna is brilliant, though. One of the things that I love about Kenna is, and we talk, obviously, in this industry, there's a lot of new cameras coming out these days, and one thing that I always stress is, like, we can get caught up in that, but it's the work that actually matters. And one thing I really love about Kenna is he's pretty minimal in terms of the equipment that he uses. He is a Hasselblad user, the old 500 CM or some variation thereof. He uses one camera. He's got some film backs. He uses one film type. And when he's not shooting that, he shoots on a Holga. And what I love about this is the Kenna look is very definitive of what a Hasselblad will give you. A Holga is not, and it's really interesting to see how somebody can keep their persona going on a plastic lens camera, essentially. This book is fantastic. Highly recommended. I will link it up in the show description. Like I said, nobody sent this in. I actually just ordered it on Amazon because I'm a huge Kenna fan and don't have this yet. But anyway, I wanted to share it with you. Next up is this book, which comes to us from Mark Duffy, whose name looks familiar. Maybe I know you from the comments. I'm not placing it. It's funny. I know names sometimes, but if I don't see the little avatar next to it, it throws me. But either way, Mark Duffy here, a landscape photographer based out of Dundalk, Ireland. I'd like to thank you for all your hard work and insight shared on your channel. Your channel has been one of the most inspirational for me for photography. I've worked as a graphic designer over the last 8 years and got into photography a little over 3 years ago. From your video about photography zines, it inspired me to create my own photography book. As a thank you, I'd like to introduce you to my home country of Louth with my photography book, Louth Rediscovered. Thank you for all your hard work and inspiration. I hope you enjoy this as much as I have creating it. Beautiful light, too. I'll link this up in the show description. All right, now I'm getting excited here. So earlier this week, I did a video. It was right after I got back from Marfa, Texas, by the way. Those vlogs are coming soon. I haven't edited them yet. But anyway, I made a comment in that video based on my experience there that it made me think about to what end are we producing photography in the work that we do? Is it a JPEG or a Facebook post or something that has a really short lifespan, or is it something that we get further into? Anyway, either way, I'm not concluding that here, but what I get excited about is when I see handmade stuff, especially because it's not an Instagram post. It's something very special. It's just something very cool. And I'm not bashing Instagram. There's a time and a place for that. But I just like to see people go beyond that because it's more difficult and it's more personal. And anyway, this is awesome. This image came in the card. Hi, Ted. My name is Elijah, and I'm a photography student from California. Here is a little magazine of my work titled Issue Zero, which is a precursor to a submission-based photo magazine designed to share student work. You can check out issue number 1 of STEM Magazine online as well. Thank you for your work, and enjoy, Elijah Howe. Excellent work and great idea, Elijah. Keep them coming. And another wrapped in tissue paper is a little cover. This is from James Brooke, who writes, Ted, hope you like my new zine. Check it out. James, I do like your zine. It is beautiful. Thank you for sending it. And I want to thank everybody who sent something in. I'm going to make this a Friday deal now. And hopefully this will help get rid of the big stack of mail in the other room in there, as well as when you guys send me new stuff, then it won't sit around nearly as long. So my apologies. Anyway, this is one of the most inspiring things for me on this show. This is such an easy show to do because, you guys send stuff in and I get to share it. And I'm always inspired by this. And the Sam Haskins books were a huge surprise today. I had no idea those were there. So Ludwig, thank you for sending those. I'll put links to Sam Haskins in the show description. You should check him out. He's a pretty big name in photography, really in the 1960s, and books were definitely what he was known for. He died a couple years ago. I believe it was around 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. Anyway, a brilliant photographer and some great work, and equally inspiring, and maybe in some ways more of the work that you guys share with me. It makes me want to go make stuff, and I love the whole spirit of handmade things. It's like a zine or something, and I recommend you guys do this. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. And if you want, maybe I'll do a whole show on how to make zines, and we'll cover everything. Like, you can make them by hand, you can send them to Blurb. I mean, there's a number of ways that you can get this stuff done. I personally kind of like the hand touches, at least. You can do half and half sometimes. Anyway, there's a bunch of things we can talk about. Drop me a comment if you guys would like to see that. I've been thinking about that a little bit lately. So Until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Later.